Iraqi dinar revaluation in 2025. Shocking developments investors must know now. Welcome to a new financial frontier. Welcome back to the Iraqi dinar to Vietnamese dong community. In just 17 days, we've reached an incredible milestone, 300 subscribers. This is proof that more and more people are waking up to the importance of staying informed about Iraq's financial developments. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. Today we're diving into critical updates that could reshape your investment strategy, particularly around the Iraqi dinar and the broader Middle Eastern economic landscape. This isn't just news. It's your roadmap to smart investing in 2025. The geopolitical earthquake, Iran versus the US. Let's start with some major geopolitical tremors. Recently, Iran sent a crystal-clear message to the United States. If threatened, they will respond immediately and decisively. This isn't just political theater. The message was delivered directly to the U.S. via the Swiss ambassador in Tehran, a diplomatic move that signifies serious intent. So why does this matter to you, especially as an investor in Middle Eastern assets like the Iraqi dinar? Because geopolitical instability can send shockwaves through markets. Oil prices can spike, supply chains can be disrupted, investors may pull capital out of riskier regions. And Iraq, sharing a border with Iran, is directly in the line of fire. This isn't the first time Iran and the US have clashed, but each escalation brings a new layer of risk and opportunity. Volatility can create windows for strategic investments, but to take advantage, you need to be informed and prepared. Iraq's strategic role in the Middle East. Iraq isn't just another oil-producing nation, it's a linchpin in the Middle East. Its location, natural resources, and recent reform efforts make it a focal point for both regional and global powers. What makes Iraq so crucial? First, its oil reserves, among the largest in the world, give it significant economic leverage. Second, its ongoing efforts to stabilize and modernize its economy could turn it into a powerhouse in the coming decade. And third, its geopolitical position means that it often acts as a buffer or battleground in larger regional conflicts. This means any major change in Iraq, be it economic reform, currency shifts, or political stabilization, can ripple outward and affect global markets. That's why tracking Iraq's developments is more than a hobby. It's a smart investment strategy. Raflak, Iraq's financial education revolution. Now let's pivot to something a little different but just as critical. Iraq's financial education campaign, Raflak. Over the next 2 months, the government is launching a national initiative to improve financial literacy. This might sound simple, but it's actually a bold, long-term play to build a more robust and stable economy. Why does this matter? Because a population that understands budgeting, investing, and saving is more likely to contribute to a healthy economy. Financially literate citizens make better decisions, avoid debt traps, and invest wisely, all of which contribute to economic growth and, ultimately, currency stability. Programs like Raflak don't deliver overnight results, but they lay the groundwork for sustainable development. In the long run, this could be one of the most impactful reforms Iraq has undertaken. Removing the zeros. What's really going on? One of the most talked about developments is Iraq's plan to remove the zeros from the dinar. What does this mean? If you're holding a 10,000 dinar note, you might end up with a 10 dinar note instead. This process, called redenomination, is often misunderstood. It's not necessarily a revaluation where the actual value of the currency increases. Instead, it's more like changing the face value without altering purchasing power. Turkey did something similar in the early 2000s, and it helped reduce confusion and improve the currency's image. But for investors, this raises questions. Will their current dinar holdings lose value? Will the transition be smooth? These are valid concerns, and the answers depend heavily on how the Iraqi government manages the process. Revaluation versus redenomination. What investors should know. Here's where things get interesting. Some financial analysts believe Iraq should revalue the dinar rather than simply removing zeros. Revaluation would mean increasing the dinar's value relative to other currencies without changing the notes themselves. This is what many dinar investors have been hoping for. A revaluation would mean that your 10,000 dinar note could suddenly be worth much more in US dollars. No need to exchange or convert, just pure profit. Kuwait pulled off a similar move in the early 1990s. After the Gulf War, the Kuwaiti dinar was restored to its previous value, rewarding those who held on to their currency. Could Iraq follow the same path? It's possible, but it requires political will, economic. Why now? Because several factors are aligning. Iraq's financial education campaign is launching, geopolitical tensions are reaching a peak, and the government is under pressure to deliver economic results. If Iraq does announce a currency shift, whether redenomination or revaluation, it could have immediate effects on the market. Investors who are prepared could benefit enormously. Those who aren't might miss the window. Do we need a global revaluation? First, a common question among investors is whether we need a global currency reset before the dinar can revalue. The short answer is no. Currency values shift all the time based on national policies, market forces, and geopolitical events. While a coordinated global revaluation could amplify the effect, it's not a prerequisite. Even a minor shift in the US dollar or oil prices could impact the dinar significantly, so don't wait for the perfect moment. Monitor the indicators, stay informed, and be ready to act when the time is right. Indicators to watch closely. If you're serious about dinar investment, here are the key metrics to track. 1. Inflation rates. High inflation can devalue a currency, while low inflation can strengthen it. 2. Interest rates. Higher rates attract foreign capital, boosting the currency. 3. Unemployment rates. Low unemployment often signals economic health. 4. Oil prices. Iraq's economy depends heavily on oil. Higher prices mean more revenue. 5. Geopolitical events. Peace deals, wars, sanctions, all can move markets. 6. Government announcements. Watch for news from Iraq's central bank and finance ministry. Diversify to protect your investments. Let's be honest. Investing in emerging market currencies is risky. That's why diversification is key. Don't put all your eggs in the dinar basket. Spread your investments across multiple assets, stocks, real estate, other currencies, and even commodities like gold. That way, if one investment falters, others can balance the loss. Real-world example. A friend invested in a little-known currency last year. When the country revalued unexpectedly, they were ready and made a significant profit. That could be you, but only if you're positioned correctly. The global financial climate in 2025. Globally, we're seeing a shift toward currency stabilization. Central banks are focusing on inflation control, and many countries are shoring up their foreign reserves. This creates a more favorable environment for revaluations. When the global economy is stable, countries like Iraq can make bold moves without triggering panic. And let's not forget digital currencies. As Iraq and other countries explore central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, new opportunities and risks will emerge. But one thing is clear. The financial landscape is evolving fast. Conclusion: prepare now or pay later. To wrap things up, the Iraqi dinar is at a crossroads. Between geopolitical tensions, domestic reforms, and global financial shifts, 2025 could be the year everything changes. So what should you do? Stay informed, subscribe to this channel for updates, stay diversified, don't bet everything on one currency. Stay prepared. Have a plan in place for different scenarios. Remember, smart investing isn't about luck, it's about preparation. And the more you know, the better your chances of success. Drop a comment below. Do you think Iraq will revalue or remove the zeros? What's your strategy for 2025? We want to hear from you. Thanks for reading. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of finance, investing, and currency exchange. See you in the next video.